How's everyone's day today? Sorry I haven't made a rant in a long time, but so yeah, sorry for not making a rant for a long time. I'm going to talk about this movie, The Pixels. The Pixels was directed by the late Chris Columbus, and it was co-produced by once again Adam Sandler, with his Happy Madison production company. So this was based on a true story about how video games were made with Ronald Reagan and everything. Like when I first saw this movie, I seen this movie in a trailer. Like the plots were decent, the plots were great, and I remember me watching it with my own family. I wanted to watch Pixels just because I'm a fan of video games. Like I like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and I just like I'm just a fan of video games sometimes. I just like it. I just like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Mario, Sonic, all kinds of types of games I like. But let me tell you something about this movie. This movie looks very very cool and awesome because of the video games, because I love video games. But when I first heard that Adam Sandler was about to was about to be in this movie, I was thrilled and excited. But when I seen now I realize that Adam Sandler's movies have been going down and have been going downgraded ever since that he had movies that were terrible from Happy Madison. Like I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. There was Jack and Jill, and there was also You Don't Mess with the Sion. I thought You Don't Mess with the Sion was pretty funny, but a lot of people didn't like the movie for some reason. I thought it was pretty funny. And Bucky, Born to Be a Star, and other types of Happy Madison movies from the past. All of them did not reach money at the box office because, and it wasn't even on Rotten Tomatoes. It was not because the scripts, the scripts, they were not that great. This movie also wasn't really that great. It wasn't great because this movie, it's just a big disgrace. It was a big disgrace when I watched it. And oh my god, this movie, it was just terrible, okay? Because of how the scripts were and everything. Like this movie was not that funny to me because it had a lot of jokes, like cheesy and corny jokes, like the cheesy and corny scripts. I thought this movie was just corny and cheesy. But I thought this movie was awesome, but this movie was just corny and cheesy and lazy. I mean lazy. It's like grown ups all over again, but it's lazy. It's really lazy. Like I wasn't expecting this movie to be very lazy. This movie was just horrible. And I don't know whose bright mind was it to have Chris Columbus be a part of this. I mean, Chris Columbus, he had made, lots of great movies from the past, such as he co-produced a lot of movies from the early 90s, like 9 Months, Home Alone, Harry Potter, and Mrs. Doubtfire. But now Pixels, are you like is that guy aware that this movie was not that great? I mean, the scripts were not that great. Like I thought the movie would do better just because of the video games, but it just did it wasn't great. They could have just have hired a lot of new screenwriters to produce this, but it didn't happen. It just doesn't work when it comes to these jokes and scripts. It's not funny. This movie was not funny. Okay, it wasn't. I don't think I'm gonna rewatch this again. This movie was just so stupid. How it was everything. And Josh Gad, oh my god, like when in that scene when there was like a military going on, he said, "Poop your pants." You know what I mean? Really, really, your worst nightmare. And I don't have anything else about this movie. I don't have anything else to say. Um, so this is all I have to say with this movie. Pixels. Pixels. All I gotta say is Pixels is just a big disgrace, and it was corny and cheesy, and it feels like they didn't put enough effort into it with Chris Columbus. I don't know why. I don't know what's been going on with Chris Columbus, because he had made a lot of successful movies for his downfall, but now this, it's a downfall of itself. Well, this is all I have to say. Also, another thing to say is that Chris Columbus, he does a great job making those Night of Museum movies with Ben Stiller, which I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it another time. But this movie, it just blows and everything. This movie, it was just cringe, and it just has a lot of sex scenes, sex funny scenes in that movie. I don't think sex funny scenes and a video game can work both with a movie like this. I don't think it could. I just think it ruins it when there's a lot of sex funny scenes in that movie. I just think it ruins it. I think it just blows it. If they want to make a movie that has to do with video games with Chris Columbus, he could have just made a documentary with the video games instead of this crap, instead of sex comedy stuff in there. I just don't think it just makes sense. I mean, this is just ridiculous. All right, so I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.